Southwestern Ontario Diagnostic Imaging Network, known as SWODIN, connects radiologists, referring physicians, specialists, and hospitals across Southwestern Ontario, allowing them to instantly access, store, and view diagnostic images and reports. SWODIN not only provides a network, but also supports three significant lines of business: the Picture Archiving and Communication System, known as PACS, the Diagnostic Imaging Repository, or DIR, and the Emergency Neuroimaging Transfer System, known as ENITS. London Health Sciences Centre and St. Joseph's Healthcare London jointly act as a service provider in delivering what was the first network of its kind in North America, access to a comprehensive record of patient images, acquired at multiple facilities from multiple vendor platforms. Images are housed in multiple data centers in southwestern Ontario, built to handle 4 million exams acquired annually. All data is replicated with extensive fail-safe procedures in place. The current diagnostic imaging environment in southwestern Ontario connects 18 local PACS systems, supporting clinicians in over 60 hospitals and 6 independent health facilities, or IHFs. There are almost 24 million exams currently being archived and available for viewing in the repository.
There's no question we've come a tremendous distance in our ability to access images for our patients. In oncology, it's essential that we see the images for our patients, not just read the reports. And in the past, we relied on the receipt of physical materials like films or DVDs in order to have access to those images. With the availability of the Southwestern Ontario Diagnostic Imaging Repository, we now have instant online access to those images no matter where they've been acquired, which speeds and really makes more effective our patient care. So just yesterday I saw a woman from north of London, about 3 hours away, who needs treatment for a brain tumor. We were able to CT scan her in our own simulator for her treatment planning while she was down for her consultation. And then we had instant access to her diagnostic imaging from the Owen Sound Hospital in order to integrate with our CT scan, so we were able to get her treatment planning off and running right away on the same day she saw us. I think what we see in tools like Clinical Connect and OneView is a future where we have a harmonization of all of our information sources for our patients. And I can see a day when we'll have a single PACS instance for a region where everybody's using the same viewer and using the same set of images, and it's really going to improve the continuity of care for our patients.
Much of the advent of shared PACS has been within the realm of diagnostic imaging, but clearly there are other subspecialties where integration into the PACS system has huge benefit. One of those would be cardiac imaging. Historically, the cardiac imaging record has been even more siloed than the radiology record. There's a great case that I had a few years ago where I was reviewing a CAT scan, and the patient had also had a cardiac ultrasound, also called echocardiography, and a cardiac MRI done. In order for me to fully understand that pathology, I actually had to reference all of the different imaging. Turned out that the imaging was at a center outside of London, and I needed to integrate that by accessing it through an extension of our DIR, happens to be called Foreign Exam Management, through the OneView system, and that let me transfer the data from the other institution to our local PACS system, interrogate that data as if it were part of our local PACS, which it became because it was foreign data, and made a world of difference to the interpretation and the management of that patient. There used to be a physician radiologist by the name of Dr. Baker. And Dr. Baker was known for his rules, Baker's rules. One of his most famous rules was, the answer's in the bag. What does that mean, the answer's in the bag? When we teach residents, they're often given challenging cases, and one of the things we often say is, make sure you look at prior imaging. Well, back then, Baker was often heard to say, the answer's in the bag. What does that mean? Well, there was a folder or a bag where the patient's film, of which there was often only one copy, would be located. So even though the resident was given one of those films to analyze, they would have to actually think, I see something challenging. I don't know what's going on. Baker would say, the answer's in the bag. They'd look and they'd find the old study that actually gave them the answer. Today, we don't have folders anymore, don't have bags. Where's the answer? In PACS.
The mammography system as it stands right now is working quite well. A patient can have a screening mammogram done in a clinic or in a community hospital, and if an abnormality is flagged, those images with the annotations made by the radiologist and the technologist can come over to the tertiary site where they'll have a biopsy. So there's no need for CDs, there's no need for couriers, and the information gets transferred in a timely fashion where triaging can be done appropriately. The SWODIR program and the residency program have both recently branched out to involve the clinics as well as the community hospitals. So residents are now doing rotations in the clinics where in the past they would only have been in the teaching hospital. So when residents work with us in the clinic, they understand that all of the medical imaging of this province is integrated, and it should be integrated, and no one really works in isolation. Before speech recognition was used, a radiologist would dictate into a microphone, and then the report would get typed, hopefully the same day, but sometimes many days later. And by that time, the decisions that the clinicians needed to make had already been made. So by the time they got a report, it wasn't all that useful. But now with voice recognition, the turnaround times are fantastic. Literally the words appear as we speak on the screen in front of us, and they go out to the doctor who ordered the exam within seconds.